Hi there everyone, and welcome to a video episode of the Joomla Beat podcast. This episode will be looking at the menu structure and the menu system within the backend of Joomla, and we'll also be actually working on a live client's website of ours as well. They've requested us to do a couple of changes, so I thought I'd turn it into a little bit of a podcast episode too. So first off, the background image here is of Tahiti. So if you haven't been here yet, it's in the South Pacific. It's a beautiful set of islands, more so on the east side of the South Pacific. So if you want to have a little bit more of an investigation about Tahiti, Google Tahiti and Bora Bora. It's one of the nicest places I've ever seen, and hopefully I get to go there very soon too. Okay, so let's get into this video tutorial. So I've already logged into the back end of our Joomla website here for the dvnewsouthwales.org.au. Basically, they're an organisation that take care of domestic violence against women in New South Wales here in Australia. So the request from the client is to do a couple of changes on the menu system. So to be able to change the text and ordering of these menus across the top of the website here, just simply navigate to the back end of your website and hover over menus, and then most likely main menu. Now we can see that the menu items here actually correspond to what we can see here across the top of the website. So I'll just go back into the back end. Now the very first thing that we need to do is actually change the ordering of these menu items. At the moment you can see it's basically in alphabetical order, and that's not what the client wants. They actually want to contact us to be right at the very end. So what I'm going to do is hit these arrow buttons on the ordering column to reposition where the contact menu item is. So I'll just keep on hitting down, and you can see the contact slowly going down the list. Now, if we had a big list of menu items here, maybe 30, 40 items, that will take quite a while. So there's a shortcut they can do here. I'll just enter in the ordering number in the box, and let's say I'll make that number 8. So that way it will end up right at the end down here, and I'll hit the save button. And what you can see that's done is jumped it right to the very end, but it didn't make it number 8. It gave it its correct ordering within the positioning of the menu order there. So that's a quick way of changing the menu order. So let's go to the front end of the website and test this out. There we go, and we can see that contact is now right at the end of the menu item list, which is exactly what we wanted. Cool, excellent. So the next thing that we'll do is add in a few menu items to be positioned under the About Us parent item here. So we already have content in the back end of the website, and in this case under K2 that has already been set up by the client. So I'm just going to go to the category About Us and have a look what's under there at the moment. So we have 6 pages under here, and it looks like we'll be adding in a few more sub-menu items. Let's add in all of these sub-menu items into the menu structure of the website as well. Okay, so starting from the very first one, we'll go back to the Menu Manager, main menu. And this is the About Us menu item that we want to add these sub-menu items to. So let's click on New in the top right-hand corner here. And the new menu item screen will come up. First off, we choose what type of menu item we want, and in this case we want a K2 item. Now in most cases for a majority of Joomla sites out there, it will be single articles, or it could be either that or category blog layouts that we might want to be linking to. But in this case, because the website is all built with K2, we'll be linking directly to K2 items or K2 categories in most cases. So we'll choose K2 items. And then from the required setting on the right hand side here, we'll choose the item that we want. So let's choose achievements, and we'll start from the very top, and I might order this by alphabetical order. Cool, excellent. And we'll just start linking through the menu items from top to bottom. So I'll choose achievements. I'll give this menu a title. And I can see there might be some spelling errors there. And I'll just have to go back and correct that on the item there. So I'll leave this as achievements here, and I'll just go down these options. I want the menu item published, so I'll leave that as is. I want this to be a publicly accessible menu item, so I'll leave it as public as well. Menu location is main menu, that is correct, but parent item, this is what I want to change here. So at the moment it will be menu item root, and if I just hit save and close, so I can demonstrate what happened, achievements is now at the end of the menu list here. Now if I go to the front end of the website and hit the refresh button, we can see that achievements has dropped down to the next line after the contact us button, and that's not what we want. So I can go back to achievements, click on that, and let's change the parent item here. Let's change it from root to about, and hit the save. I'll just hit the save button. Save will keep it open as well. So now that I've saved that, I can see that it is a child item under about. Let's go to the front end of the website and test this out. Now I know at the moment we haven't styled the drop-down menus yet. We're using the T3 framework for this website, and we haven't styled the drop-down, so it should come out white. Yes, just as I thought. So we have to do a little bit of styling on this and some changes to the fonts, font colors, so actually appear. But for now, we'll just go ahead and create the rest of these items, and I might just speed up this little bit of the video as well. So I'm going ahead and clicking save and new. Now this will give me another new item page to link up straight away, so I don't have to click on new again after hitting the save and close button. So mission statement. Again, I choose the parent item as being about, save and new, and keep on going. So I'll just repeat this step over and over again until I've done all the menu items. It is a little bit of a repetitive task, but this site is quite small in comparison to some of the other websites that we've built in the past, so this is actually quite easy to do. Oops, and I've just realized I've forgotten to hit the parent item, but that's okay. We can always go back and quickly change that quite easily by choosing the parent item again, about. That's a great thing about working with content management systems. It's all database driven, so we can go back and change things on the fly very quickly. So I'll just click new again and continue this process. K2 item. Choose the item that it's supposed to link to, our story, give it the appropriate title. Don't forget to choose the correct parent item. Save and new. Only a few more to go. Now I can see some case sensitive corrections that we might have to do there as well, so I can quickly jump back into K2 after this and do those changes too. So we've just got one more to go, and I'll quickly go through a couple of the other menu item options here that I haven't spoken about yet. Who we are. Excellent. And last but not least, choosing the menu item route, making a chart of about, and we're done. I'll just hit save. Now there's some other options that we can do with the menus here, such as the target window. Leaving it as parent will always make sure that when we are on the website navigating to one of these sub-menu items, if it's left as parent, it will essentially just open up again within the same browser window. Now if I change this one here to new window without navigation, it will pop up in a new window, but it won't have any navigation bars, so it will kind of be like a framed or a pop-up window. This one here, if I click on new with window, and hit save and play, you'll see how this works. Now I'll just refresh the screen here. Now like I said, we do have to do some extra styling here. We haven't quite finished yet. If I click on who we are, you can see that it's popped up in a new tab, basically in a new window. And that's how our content looks. So I'll just go back, I'll close that one, and I'll change this back to target window parent, because we don't want it to be opening up in a new window. Maybe if one of your menu items is actually linking to an external website, you would want to actually do that. Okay. Now, languages here, if you're using multiple languages, we can swap the language in the menu item, and we can also define template styles to this menu. So when you click through, when you're clicking through to another menu item, it can potentially change template style as well. I might just demonstrate that. I'll choose Bees 2, and I'll go save. refresh on the home page here. About who we are. And there we go, it's changed to the Joomla's default bees template. So that's a really quick, easy way to assign a template to a menu item. So each time you click on that menu item, the template itself will change. Okay, on the right hand side here, we have linking options. We can put extra title attributes if we need to. I'll make it case sensitive just to keep it consistent. We can add in CSS styles to this particular menu item if we needed to. For example, if we were to hide something on a mobile layout, we might have some special CSS in here that will allow us to hide on a phone view, for example. We can do some fancy things with adding images and assigning that to a menu item. I might just pick one of these here, go insert, and I'll just hit save so you can demonstrate how this may potentially look. Now, because we haven't styled this menu item yet, this submenu, sorry, it may look a little strange. So there we go. We can see the menu image appearing, but because it's not styled correctly, it's not coming up right. Okay, so I better turn that off quickly again. Now I have to add this site is in development mode, so no one's actually seeing these changes at the moment as I go. Now browser heading title. Now this page display options, basically this browser page title is what you'll see on the actual page itself. So I'm going to make a little change here. I'll just say Peter, for example, and hit the save button, and I'll hit refresh, and you'll see where this will appear. You can see here that the title up the top here now has the word Peter added into it. So that's a nice way to control the title of your pages, especially if you really want to control how a lot of the search engine optimization works on your website. That's one way of doing it. There's many other ways, and I'll go through that in another video tutorial. But in this case, I'm just going to leave that there for a second. I'm going to show the page heading as well, and click on save. Oh, I left the field blank, sorry. And if we needed to apply a class to it, we could too. Now before I hit the refresh, I'll go through a couple of other options here. Now we have the metadata options for this page, where we can put in the meta description for the menu item, as well as keywords and whether the robots, as in the Google search engines, will search it or not. So I can put it on index, follow, or any of the other options there too. Now in this case, I won't go through the parameters for J extended. This essentially is a part of the T3 framework, and I won't go through it in this video tutorial. Last but not least is the module assignment for this menu item, so we can see where and what modules are actually assigned to this page. Now essentially all the modules should be assigned except for the front page banner. You can see there the feature banner, and that's about it. It's a nice way to actually try and figure out and find out what modules are actually assigned to this page. It's a little bit of a reverse module lookup if you didn't really if you didn't know about that. So now a couple of the options here that I left, I had the page title and the page heading there. So I'm just going to hit apply, or save, sorry. Refresh this. Now we can see the word Peter at the top here. And normally the word Peter would appear here as well, but because I'm using K2, it may not be appearing, or we may have hidden that within some of our customizations. I'm not really sure off the top of my head. But anyway, I'll better change those back to no, and I'll leave those fields as blank as well. Refresh this on the site. Oh, and we have to get rid of that image. And I'll get rid of that text there too. Save and close. There we go. Excellent. Cool. Now, what I'm going to do is actually disable all of these menu items as well, because we haven't styled this yet. I would like to turn this site back live. So I'm going to go in the back end. Now these are the sub menu items that I need to disable. So what I'm going to do is hit the select box for all of these. In the top right here, I can go unpublish. So this will keep these menu items within the system so I can turn them on at a later date. And they're all configured and all linked up correctly as well. But in this case, because they're unpublished, when I go to the front end of the website, it will break. So I just need to go back to the home page. And you can see that the sub-menu items are now gone from that drop-down list. And that is menus in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the YouTube notes there, or jump onto the Joomla Beat website, that's Joomla.at, and leave a comment in the video notes there. And if you have any requests for more training videos or more tips in using Joomla, please let me know. Cool, thank you.